Yo guys, and welcome back to another video. And today came the finale episode of Daredevil Born Again. Obviously I didn't make episodes when it first came because I thought just to drop it when the whole episode ends, and what a damn episode it was. It was great. There will be spoilers in this thing. If you haven't watched Daredevil Born Again, go and watch it. If you haven't watched the original Daredevil series, go and watch it. I will recommend to watch the original Daredevil series before you watch Born Again because it'll help you a lot. I did that, and they are great to watch as well. Because I didn't watch Daredevil original series before, but I watched it before watching the Born Again because I wanted to know everything, and I will tell you it helps because you know who Daredevil is, what his motivations is, and stuff. And plus, those 3 seasons are peak. This season, I won't say is on those level, but it is still good show. It's a good show. I will say, obviously, Marvel's shows level are very, very low. I would say it is the best show after Loki. Loki, it doesn't go as peak as Loki did, season 1 and season 2. Season 1 especially, as season 2 especially, and even season 1. But it's still a very good show. Way better than some of the shit that Marvel has produced with his shows. But obviously, personally speaking, for me, it is Loki, now Daredevil Born Again, and then I would say Moon Knight, and then the rest. But the the level of Marvel show is not that high apart from Loki, which is sad. But hopefully with Daredevil Born Again and stuff, they will move all towards to better shows and stuff like this. And obviously they've done their own creating. But let's talk about Born Again, not anything else. The issue I have with this show is that some characters I felt were a bit undercooked, like Moose's storyline felt a bit. And another thing I would say, at points you feel like it's a bit like okay, but overall as a show, like the last few episodes, it just peaks so bad, especially today's episode. It felt so good. Maybe when it came to the end, like the way they were concluding and stuff, it was still good. Like, it's still the music, the stuff, and everything was so good. Now, as I said, the issues aside, let's talk about the good stuff because there's a lot of good stuff to talk about. First thing I want to talk about is obviously Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock is just so amazing. Like, the way he shows himself, the expressions, the things he does so well, and obviously Wilson Fisk at Kingpin. My favorite moment in this series is when Daredevil confronts Punisher, and also when the Kingpin and Vanessa's whole relationship. I love the way it develops, like how it starts. It's very cracked up, and then it develops, and also Matt Murdock and Heather's relationship, how good it starts and how it crumbles. And her character, I don't understand her, man. She's gone with Kingpin now, and it's like when she said that, oh, Daredevil is I saved myself. I was like, oh my god, I didn't like her from the start. But oh well. The best thing is Daredevil is back with her Karen, which we all love. So that is love to see. I hope they stay together in the whole season 2. And another favorite moment of my scene. Obviously, the bank robbery one felt like it wasn't connected, but still, I did love the thing. And I think the action sequence with the moose, I did like the train action sequence that I loved a lot. And the thing, and this whole season was more irritating how Data wanted to step back, even end when he's talking to Karen. That was so good. I love the conversations. The conversation in this, the best thing about this whole series was the conversations. And another thing I want to say is, obviously, it's been quite a while. That's not a lot that people are talking about that now. The court scene, the whole court scene with the White Tiger, that was so well done as well. And I loved that. And that's why it was so amazing. And yeah, and today's episode, now I'm going to talk about today's episode after concluding all of that. Today's episode was so great as well. Like, what a setup it is done for season 2. Personally speaking, I think season 2 will be better than this season, and it will be more structured well, because we know that there was a change of creators. Originally, there was not going to be Karen. There was not going to be Foggy. Obviously, Foggy was not in this series. They killed him at the start, but still, that there wasn't going to be no Foggy. This wasn't going to be Vanessa. There wasn't even going to be Wilson Fisk. I'm joking. Obviously, Wilson Fisk was there, but that's what it was. And I don't know what they were planning. And maybe they were planning, do you know how we saw like the White Tiger, Moose? That's what they were planning, like little stories like that. And that would be shit, because we saw how half cooked some things fail with Moose especially. So I think I'm happy they brought the new fresh creators in, got the Loki's director to do the first episode, last two episodes, and now season two is fully given to the Loki directors, and the creator will be the same who did Punisher Netflix series, and obviously who did this Born Again. So those two are working together, and it will be great to see. And my God, just before I go, this whole episode, especially the commissioner scene, I did not expect that. People who had concerns that Marvel has nerfed Kingpin in, bro, watch Born Again and watch this final episode. Bro, he is back. He fucking rips his head off. And you know that Kingpin is back because the way he's talking, martial law is on, he'll vigilantes, he's made it illegal, which we have been seeing from the start, but now, and I love the way they've built the tension up, and this episode, everything just blasts off. The whole, like, and I love the way everything just happens in this. And before I talk more about this episode, the last episode before this, which sets up this episode, my favorite episode. Episode 8 is my favorite because the way it sets up this last episode was so great. With Point Dexter coming in, the blue, the cinematography, the conversations, and this was so amazing. So as I said, there were flaws in this series, but we could see with the curator changes and stuff like that is the reason. But still a very good show, and they did save the show because I can see that they saved the show. What their original idea was going to be another disappointment, and we all would have been so sad. But luckily, they brought in the Punisher Netflix creator, and they brought in the Loki directors to do the first and last two episodes. And now, obviously, set it up for the future. We know what's going to happen. We saw what happened at the end. Now it's setting up for Daredevil to get his city back. Obviously, he was talking with the police officers, with the little people, but I don't think they're going to be in the whole thing. I hope there's going to be more vigilantes coming in as well. Obviously, Punisher's going to be there. Obviously, we know Karen's going to be there. We've seen some photos of Daredevil with the DD suit. Obviously, some leaks have come out which look so good. So season 2 is, I expect, epicness because the way you've set up this season was the setup season. I get it. It was that one. It was still very good. Now season 2, I expect explosiveness, madness. Oh, another thing about this season, I just forgot to say, action. I did love the action sequences as well, the way they were made and everything. Maybe there were a few CGI issues with the swinging and stuff, which you could see. Maybe they will fix that in season 2. As I said, this was unfortunately with the creator changes and stuff. That's why. But season 2, Loki's directors are making the whole season. I checked it. And also the same creator. So there's not going to be any more changes because they're going to stick with this, and they should stick with them because they saved the show and you could see it. I loved Daredevil. Looks like Marvel is back and they have made something hard. And this is Marvel's first like grounded vigilante story. The only thing is Sony, I hate them because of them, we can't see Spider-Man in here because, bro, I hope Sony just crashes down to the ground. I know this is a bad thing, but I hope Sony crashes, like they get some crash or something happens. They lost all their markets. I know they do PlayStation 5, so maybe not. But the movie industry, the movie Sony Pictures crashed so badly that they have to shut them down and they have to give all the rights to Marvel. And then we finally maybe can see Spider-Man in a grounded story with Kingpin and all of that. And maybe he can come into the shows. Because imagine in the next season, we see Spider-Man. It would be so good to see. Like, in the comic books, there's a scene where all Jessica Jones, Punisher, Daredevil, Spider-Man, all the heroes join up. And there's like a whole sequence trying to beat Kingpin. And what a moment that will be. Like, that would be absolute cinema. So overall, my stance as they were born again is I love the show. It's Marvel's second best show from what they have made. And I hope that season 2 delivers even more. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one. And peace.